Owl presents
When Pigs Fly.
a Wonder Weaver story from Bedtime.cloud.
Prologue. A brave pig and why grown-ups say the silliest things. Okay. Before I tell you about the day Penelope the pig went flying, yes, really, I need to tell you something very important. It's about a thing grown-ups say when they think something is impossible. Ready? They say that will happen when pigs fly, which means that will never happen, like not in a zillion jelly bean years. So if you say, one day I have a jetpack made out of toast, a grown-up will just laugh and say, yeah, when pigs fly. And that's just rude because, hello? Maybe you can have a toast jetpack one day. Don't give up on your toast-powered dreams. Anyway, this story is about the time that whole silly saying got turned upside down and backwards because a pig, Penelope, decided she would actually do it. Fly, for real. With her snout in the clouds and her hoofs off the ground. Not pretend, not bounce, fly. And me? I'm Twiggy the Owl, almost 8 3/4, and future famous storyteller, like Ricky Raccoon. I saw the whole thing with my own gigantic owl eyeballs. And now I'm gonna tell you. Buckle your feathers. Chapter 1. The Pig Who Promised the Sky. Okay. So listen, this story is 103% true. Maybe 104% true, if you count the popcorn. It all started on a Tuesday, I think, or maybe a Thursday. The days get mushy in the forest when a pig named Penelope stood on a wobbly log and shouted something wild. I shall fly in 3 days, she squealed. Higher than a hawk, pinker than a flamingo. Well, let me tell you, the woods exploded with noise. Squirrels dropped their nuts, frogs stopped croaking, even the foxes gasped. I gasp too, and I'm an owl. I don't usually gasp unless someone says, free worms. Flying pig? That's like saying raccoons take bubble baths? Wait, Ricky Raccoon does that. Never mind. Anyway, the forest took her very, very seriously because Penelope had never broken a promise. She once promised to eat only one cookie. She ate it, then she declared that was the rehearsal cookie and gobbled a second one for the grand performance. So really, she kept her promise twice. A woodland flying committee was formed instantly. They were very official. Judge Badger, old, grouchy, and allergic to enthusiasm. Professor Goose wore spectacles and said long words like aerodynamicality. And Mar Hawk was very feathery, very serious, and very good at staring. The committee told Penelope, you have 3 tries. Impress us, and we will call you a flyer. Fail, and you will owe us acorns, lots of acorns. Penelope snorted. I only need 1 try. Spoiler, she needed all 3. Chapter 2. The Bouncy Blunder. try number 1 was, well, bouncy. Penelope set up a trampoline in the clearing, a big one. She wore a cape made out of Grandpa's duck's curtains and held an umbrella. I watched from my favorite branch, munching a beetle snack. She bounced once, twice, then boing! She flapped her legs and shouted, "I believe I can!" Ah! Splat! Right into a haystack. The committee waddled over. Professor Goose scribbles on a notebook. That's not flying, that's just jumping with drama. Judge Badger sniffed. No style. Admiral Hawk saluted the trampoline. Though, respect the bounds. Penelope groaned. Okay. Next time, real flying. I swear on my curly tail. Chapter 3. The Leaf Blower Engine. That's when she came to me. Twiggy, Owl, inventor, storyteller, in training, almost 8 3/4. Twiggy, she said, I need airtime. And I said, let's get mechanical. We waddled off to Orangutan Ollie's place, the forest's weirdest, wildest inventor. Ollie had everything. Gears, fans, duct tape, old rubber, chickens, and 3.5 skateboards. We built a total masterpiece. The Breeze Blaster 3000. 2 leaf blowers, 1 jacket, and 0 brakes. We did find a bike helmet, though. Penelope bravely put it on. She looked like a flying sandwich. Then she pulled the cord. Whoosh! A strong wind hit us in the face, and Penelope blasted up like a potato cannon. Then she spun, left, right, backwards, into a pine country, then the lake, then up. Then she screamed, I'm flying! Nope. Crash, boom, splosh. One duck got launched into orbit. The committee arrived dripping wet from the lake. Admiral Hawk blinked. Was that flying? Professor Goose frowned. That was uncontrollable aerial chaos. Judge Badger sneezed while licking his wet fur. Disqualified. Poor Penelope. Her ears drooped, her leaf blowers fizzled. I've got 1 try left, she sniffled. And I, Twiggy the Owl, fluffed my feathers and said, then it's time to fire things up. Chapter 4. Operation Popcorn Balloon. So here's my plan. We build a balloon, we fill it with warm air, we heat the air using a popcorn machine, and we fly and also eat snacks. Genius, right? Ollie helped us, well, mostly degustating popcorn. We used a laundry basket for sitting, an old bedsheet, tarp for ballooning, a whole spool of ribbon for pizzazz, and my grandma's popcorn popper. Please don't tell her. We tied it all together, painted it pink, and named it the Flying Oink. Chapter 5. The Great Popcorn Liftoff. Launch day arrived. All the animals gathered. The committee stood by with clipboards. Penelope climbed into the basket. I plugged in the popcorn popper. It hummed. It heated. It popped. And she floated high above the tree tops, popcorn raining down like salty snow. Everyone cheered. Even Judge Badger blinked and whispered, impressive. Professor Goose rode so fast his beak smoked, and Admiral Hawk saluted twice. Chapter 6 Pigs in the Air. Penelope floated for 10 whole minutes, munching popcorn and squealing with delight. And I flapped beside her and asked, "How does it feel?" She laughed.
Like I'm the queen of the clouds.
When she finally drifted down gently onto a sunny patch of grass, the committee cheered and said, "Official flying achievement unlocked," and handed her a shiny medal that said, "First pig to fly." Kind of, sort of, well, technically. That night we had a popcorn party under the moon. Even the foxes forgot to be sneaky and joined in. Penelope was a hero. And me? I got to tell the story right now to you. Because when people say pigs can't fly, I say they can. If you have a friend, a popcorn machine, and a big dream. The end. But I'll probably tell you it again tomorrow. Laugh, Twiggy, Owl, Inventor, Storyteller, and Dreamer. And maybe one day I will be as good as Ricky R. Raccoon.